We look to the stars and dream of the future. But how often do we pause and ask, who lit the launch pad? Who drew the invisible blueprints that sent us skyward? Who wrote the math behind our moonlight ambitions? For decades, America's space race was told in the voices of Armstrong, Glenn, Aldrin, names egged in medals, monuments, and museum halls. But beneath those names was a language, a code, and behind that code were women, black women, brilliant, meticulous, unseen. The human computers whose names history nearly swallowed. They were called computers before machines earned the title. The calculated trajectories, velocities, lending coordinates by hand. No margin for error, no room for recognition. Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jacksons, and many more. Hidden figures who weren't hidden by accident, but by design. Katherine Johnson didn't just check numbers, she was the numbers. Her calculations made the Mercury missions possible. When John Glenn prepared for orbit, he said, "Get the girl to check the math." He trusted her more than the machine. In an era when black women were barely allowed in a room, he wouldn't leave Earth without her. Katherine went on to help calculate trajectories for Apollo 11 and Apollo 13. Her work brought astronauts home when systems failed. She helped script the path to the moon while navigating a world that tried to keep her grounded. Dorothy Vaughan saw the future in the binary before most understood what computer was. When NASA began using IBM mainframes, others feared replacement. Dorothy, she taught herself Fortran. She taught her team to code. She turned a threat into opportunity and became NASA's first black supervisor. Not because she was invited, but because she made herself indispensable. Mary Jackson was told she couldn't be an engineer because of her race and gender. So she petitioned the court to attend the classes of a segregated school. She won, became NASA's first black female engineer, and later she left engineering to fight for equity in hiring and promotions, paving paths for others where none existed before. Why didn't we know their names sooner? Why didn't history books carry their stories? The answer is layered. It's painful, it's racism, it's sexism. It's a culture that launched rockets into the heavens while keeping its brightest minds grounded by silence. They weren't hidden because their contributions were small. They were hidden because their faces didn't match the narrative. Because society wasn't ready to see genius in black skin or brilliance in a woman's cage. And here's the heartbreak. Invisibility didn't die with Jim Crow. It evolved. Today in boardrooms, in labs, in tags, in startups and think tanks, there are minds which are dismissed, potentials still overlooked, and talents still unseen. How many Catherines are solving problems we never hear about? How many Dorothys are building the future in silence? How many Marys are breaking barriers no one bothers to film? What if we had known these stories earlier? How many young girls, black girls, brown girls, and all girls would have seen the stars not as distant, but as destiny? How many dreams did we differ, not because of ability, but because of absence? Who gets to be remembered? Who decides which names make it to the plaque, the pedestal, the pages of history? And who's still waiting in the footnotes screaming to be seen? This isn't just about the past. It's about the present, The patterns we repeat, the questions we avoid, the truths still buried in archives and antiques, waiting for a voice. Let us be that voice. Let us drag the brilliance out of shadows. Let us never again build rockets on the back of forgotten architects. So look to the stars, but don't forget to look back. Look beside you, because behind every giant leap, there's a quiet genius who made the first step possible. This is Untold Stories. Subscribe, share, and keep asking the questions that make silence tremble. Because the next headline deserves to be hers.